we can see that under the box Nicola Sturgeon, it says that messages were not retained. They were deleted in routine tidying up of inboxes or changes of phones, unable to retrieve messages. So what that tends to suggest is that at the time a request was made, Nicola Sturgeon, the former First Minister of Scotland, had retained no messages whatsoever in connection with her management of the pandemic. Is that correct?
That's what that indicates to me.
Can you guarantee to the bereaved families that you will disclose emails, WhatsApps, private emails, if you've been using them, whatever, that nothing will be off limits in this inquiry?
I think if you understand statutory public inquiries, you would know that even if I wasn't prepared to give that assurance, which for the avoidance of doubt I am, then I wouldn't have the ability. This will be a judge-led statutory public inquiry.
And when we asked the government whether it had retained any such messages on its corporate record, you provided us with none.
Correct.
Does that mean that we have no access to the former First Ministers of Scotland's messages in connection with her management of the pandemic?
Yeah. The way in which, Ms Sturgeon will be able to explain this much better.
I think that's really just a matter of logic, Ms Fraser, which I'm asking you to help us with.
Yes. Ms Sturgeon would have worked with her private office in order to ensure that her views and instructions were clearly understood. And they may well have been informed by some of the exchanges that she'd had with her Chief of Staff or with other ministers, but she would have relayed that to her private office, and that would be then the instruction that went from private office, and that would be retained on our corporate system.
Do you know that to have happened?
That is how, as I say, that's how government works. It's a necessity for that information to be captured.
So is the answer to the question, do you know that to have happened? No.
It's hard for me to give absolutes in relation to a general question.
It's just about your own knowledge, Ms Fraser. Do you know that to have happened or not?
My knowledge, my experience is that we've been able to find the relevant information and to demonstrate how those decisions were made, and to evidence that through emails and other exchanges on our corporate record system.
But if you don't have access to Ms Sturgeon's messages, and she doesn't have access to them anymore, how can you know whether the relevant information has been transposed onto the corporate record? How can you give the answer you've just given?
Yes, I can't know, not having seen all of the information.